What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Derk Harron.
And we are here to review the movie that is coming out in 2 days as we record this. We saw it a little bit early, but I tell you one thing about it, and I told this to Derk as we were leaving, we definitely paid the right price for it. We got into a sneak preview of Overlord.
More like overloaded with plot holes.
Plot holes were your biggest issue? All right. We can start there. Yeah, guys, in case you couldn't tell, we weren't the biggest fans of this one. Quite honestly, it was just... Here's what I worry is going to happen. I think we're going to give our opinion, and we're going to say that it wasn't great, and it was bad for this, and this reason. And then all the same people that went and saw The Nun and loved it are going to go and see Overlord and love it. Because it's dumb summer horror movie stuff. Like, it's if you put no thought into it and literally just watch the pretty pictures, and you like gore, then I think there's going to be a lot of people that actually enjoy this. Who look for a bit more, not so much.
But I really like The Nun, if you remember.
I know, but you freak me out sometimes with your decisions and tastes.
There's reasons why, because that movie was well shot. The Nun was well shot.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't steady cam, shaky mess that this movie is.
That's true.
But
it didn't have nearly the gore that this one did deliver.
Right,
on.
but
so
it's
that's
also...
why I think it's serving a different aspect of the audience, but I think there's going to be an aspect of the audience that's going to like it, is what I'm saying. Anyway.
Was Nun PG-13 though? I don't know if it was PG-13.
I can't remember at this point.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But yes, Overlord does have more gore. I guess.
Yeah. But okay, so yeah, my overall thoughts were the characters were puddle deep. I thought, the camera was tough to track, and I thought at first it was going to work in the movie's favor. Like the very first scene, chaotic intro to the whole movie, which you see in the trailer when they're flying in, like that worked very well. And then you're essentially attached to a dude as he falls out of a plane with all the chaos around him.
Right.
And that was great. I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to get some cool stuff with this movie. And then that ended up being like the best representation of the movie that they could have had. So I don't know. What were your thoughts on it?
Well, it was pretty bad, but it did have a great opening. But once they got to the house, it just kind of like flatlined from there.
Yeah.
I thought there was just so many like ridiculous moments throughout it that like I don't know how these guys don't get caught like every 2 seconds because there's Nazis everywhere, and but they're making so much fucking noise the whole time that it's just like
not keeping as much to the shadows as they probably should and things like that. Like,
and then they're like just having like all this like funny banter throughout it, but,
quote unquote.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like, and then even like the zombie effects and stuff like that. Like there was just too much CG that was like merged in with like the practical effects, and it just made it look bad.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll those are our overall thoughts. We'll get into it all in turn here. Starting off with the story, it's a regiment of a regiment of soldiers getting dropped in to the war zone during World War II, and it's during a big assault. It's what were they speaking? It was French, right? So they were dropping into France somewhere, and so when they do, only a few of the guys in the plane survive, because again, in the trailer you see the plane gets shot down, and that scene is great. That's the opening that we get. But then they basically meet, a native French woman who is caring for a little boy, and her aunt, and she kind of takes the soldiers in while they're planning their assault on this communications tower, which is their mission to take it out.
Right. Because they have to take it out because this is like right before D-Day. And so they have to take out this communications tower before they hit the beach of Normandy.
Exactly. And so while they're doing this, we get sort of embroiled in this would-be drama between a particular German soldier and his cronies and this French woman.
Right.
And it basically draws out the American soldiers when they were otherwise hiding, and it forces them to get involved, and it also sort of kickstarts the main sort of action section of the movie, where they attempt to make their assault, and they end up capturing one of the German higher ups, kind of, and try and extract information from him, and then that of course goes awry, and everything basically just falls apart, and the movie is, do they achieve their mission or do they not? And that's what the movie is. How did you think the story played out?
I thought, okay, once they like got to the point where they get to the house that this French lady that they find in the woods that's been stealing people's jewelry off of dead bodies and stuff.
Yeah, looting dead bodies.
Very
endearing for a character.
And then just, I don't know, like the aunt story didn't go anywhere. Like, I guess it was just like a little foreshadowing to see what's coming next, I guess, but like that didn't really make any sense. And then didn't she mention that? Oh yeah, her little brother, and then just the little brother that I understand why he was kind of there, because just to have more funny shit involved.
He was there for comic relief and for plot foils later.
Yeah, and then also like he kind of gives a little heart to the soldiers to continue the mission.
One in particular, yeah.
Yeah, and so I don't know, man. Like it just got to a point where, especially when the the main character goes to the science lab the first time, and then reports back, and then like he's just talking like gibberish when if he would have just like calmed down, he could have told him probably as much as like this Nazi higher up that they're beating the shit out of. Yeah. And then I don't know, like it's like he knew more about that science lab than that guy did, because that guy like really hadn't gone in. Like he might they end up finding out.
He acted like that. I think he definitely had been, obviously, but but yeah, I mean, it wasn't. It was a long way for that one soldier to go to come back with as little information as he did. You know what I mean?
Like I understand that like it helped him sneak back in.
Right.
But like it just.
And we're not, believe it or not, we're not really spoiling anything. I mean, this is just the way the plot kind of progressed, but there's still a lot more to it.
Yes.
So there's a compound that they're trying to get intel about, and they kind of do so in an accidental way. And so that's kind of what we're referring to. So don't worry, we're not spoiling anything. But yeah, I mean, the story to me just was overall really silly, and it was sort of the Walmart version of some of the better versions of this that we've seen in like your Saving Private Ryans and other sort of movies like that entrench you in characters within the war, so you care about the characters. This one, the characters were tremendously underserved. Right. I mean, there was virtually nothing going on, and because they throw you right into the movie, but the problem is you run the risk of having no character development when the movie really gets going.
Well, and then like once they kind of like settle down in this house, like
that's your opportunity.
Now there was opportunity to build up the characters,
and they just didn't.
Yeah, and then like once they figure out how to, like they kill one of the things, like they don't use that same.
No, they did, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, but. I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah, we can't get into spoils. We'll talk about it after
But that was one thing that like really bothered me.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I see what you're saying by plot holes, and I mean, it's just there was a lot of plot conveniences, if nothing else.
Right.
But let's get into the acting. There again, there's only so much they can do when the script is so tremendously underserving them. The one guy that I liked, and the reason I really like him is because he plays Fitz on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., part of the Fitzsimmons, duo science research team on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the dude portion, not the female portion. I think he was Fitz and she was Simmons. And so he's in this. He's the soldier that first gets the jab. That's him, and he's completely like British in the S.H.I.E.L.D. show.
Oh,
so it was totally, I was like, well, this is a weird way to see him.
So he's the cameraman.
Yes, he's the cameraman. Good way to put it. Yeah.
All right.
And actually, I didn't even recognize him until 40 minutes into the movie when they were out of the darkness in the building. I was like, hey, it's that guy. Oh, he's the cameraman?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So the movie is kind of just, it's presented as a mess sort of the whole way through. Like, they start you off in the opening scene, and it was actually, honestly, it was reminiscent of the jump ship scene in Aliens, where they're sitting there and they're about ready to drop down to the planet. And because it's that same corridor thing that's been done in a dozen movies, sure.
Yeah, Starship Troopers.
Tons of them. That's the first one that came to my mind.
Yeah.
But I thought that they actually did a pretty good job of that. I thought the back and forth was good. I was like, okay, cool. I'm into learning about these guys. And then, okay, half of them are gone.
Yeah.
And now let's see what I can learn about the rest. And it's like, oh, we're not gonna take time to try and learn about the rest at all. Okay, all right, fair enough. So I don't really have anything invested in these guys. Yeah. I'm just going to watch the pretty ways that they go explodey. Which, by the way, if you're a friend of the main character, make sure you stay a good 15 feet away from him. Because, good lord, the dude is an explosion magnet.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I even whispered to Cecil that there should be a drinking game of every time this guy almost
gets blown up. Yeah. And then
Take a
as
shot.
soon as he says that, immediately he avoids 6 explosions. I'm like, did you see this before today?
I don't know, man.
But yeah, so it gets, honestly, guys, it just gets really silly at times.
Yeah.
Completely silly. Was there any other acting worth speaking of? I thought the French lady was pretty good.
Well,
the kid was kind of funny.
Kurt Russell's son's in this movie.
Yeah, he was good.
And he plays the guy that's the demolition expert.
Yeah.
That gets brought onto this mission because he's known for that.
He definitely looked very Kurt Russell towards the end.
Well, and then they gave him so many one-liners, and some of them were not bad, and then some of them were come on, So, he was kind of interesting. I don't know, man. He was in an episode of Black Mirror that I really liked.
Oh, which one was that?
That was the one where he plays the video game and then he gets stuck in where he has to go in the house.
That was the most recent season.
Yeah, most recent.
Okay, the zombie one, right?
Or there was creatures.
Creatures, right? Okay, that was a good one.
Yeah,
okay.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That was a total.
He does have his lips especially are very Kurt Russellian.
Yeah, but he's got too much of an over a forehead.
He's got kind of a caveman brow.
Yeah, he's got a caveman brow,
Yeah.
and it's just he's just not as handsome as his dad.
No.
And I don't see him as being the next action star.
No, definitely not. But he served his purpose as the demolitions expert of a military outfit.
Yeah.
I don't think he could carry a movie as the protagonist.
I don't think he could carry.
No. He doesn't. No, you're
well,
right.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, who knows? Maybe this will change that.
Yeah.
But okay. So anyone else? The German guy? Did you like he's interchangeable with any of the okay German guys in any Nazi movies in the past. He was not Christoph Waltz. No one, matches that guy from
Inglourious
Bastards. I was going to say Hateful Eight's the other Tarantino one. No one matches Christoph Waltz when it comes to a bad Nazi.
Yeah, and his Nazi cronies, they
were so stupid.
They were so stupid.
They were especially the one that got the spotlight. That was it was like a Matt Smith clone. The guy that played Doctor Who after David Tennant. He looked a lot like that guy, and jeez, just pointless.
All right, see you later, boss.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We're not gonna just stay
hang
on
out
guard
just in case
something happens.
Yeah. So a lot of stupid decisions. The script really just didn't allow the actors to shine very much. I thought the main guy was good enough. I thought he played his role fine.
Oh.
You know, having to dive out of an explosion before delivering a line every time.
Yeah. but once again, like, there wasn't very good character development.
No,
even with him.
None. No, you're right.
So.
You're right. We learned a little bit about his grandma or something like that. That's about it. But yeah, so okay, let's move into the effects, because that's a huge thing for this one. Yeah. You mentioned the fact that there was a lot of CG touch-ups done to the practical effects, and some of it, yes, a lot of it, yes, but but some of it not. But a lot of it, yeah. Anything where anyone is moving in a medium to close-up shot, you know, there's definitely touch-ups to the face and the chest and, you know, the wounds and the scarring over wounds and the weird, you know, dysmorphic sort of effects of some of the things. Like, yeah, it just, because of the fact that, I guess because I think there wasn't a real baseline for what that thing was doing to everyone, it was hard to really grasp what it was doing to everyone. Right. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it just early on you kind of see what it does, and then
in the broadest sense.
In the broadest sense, and then it like changes for other people. Some people it affects differently, and so you're just like, oh, well, that doesn't play with the same mechanics that we just saw. So like that's what was so confusing, and like it just, like, for instance, what you said was that like it was very convenient plot wise why some things worked out how they did, and it just like didn't make any sense. Like I guess like maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but that's something that like it's just like a total red flag for me.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're overthinking it. And yeah, even thinking back now, especially towards the end, the CG got so heavy, especially on one character. Oh. I was like, why are we doing this, guys? Let's just make a video game.
And then it was so
like
funny.
This might as well be a Wolfenstein game, honestly.
Because I think even in the trailer they show like the guy with like the
they did. Well, that's the poster art too.
Right, and so
not this poster,
at one point, I just like it how like I guess he had like a regenerative power, and so
yeah,
like,
at one point, it randomly is like
just closes up, and then you're just like, oh, so I guess they don't have to spend like, you know, thousands of dollars on CG.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, really, they're like, guys, this is going to get expensive. We have to solve this now. All right. It's like, all right, well, let's see how good we can cover it up, and then we'll do that as the after, and then we'll have it morph into that. Yeah. It's like, oh, you ran out of money. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of bummers.
That just, like, well, that was silly to me. Like, I was just like, oh, I see that they just can't spend any more money on his face.
Yeah, really.
So now he's got regenerative powers, I guess. I don't know. It was
yeah, weird. I don't know. Some of this stuff is, I guess, close to spoilery, but realistically, guys, it's. I think realistically, we're saving you money more than anything. Yeah. Maybe I'll mark this review with like small, subtle spoilers, because we're not telling you exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, we're saying a lot of things and and stuff like that, and you've seen the messed up guy's face. So.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I don't know. Sound design wasn't bad. I thought the sound design was okay for as muddled as everything was. It was appropriately muddled in the sound mix. I mean, it was hard to keep track at times. But actually, I will comment on the fact that the guns sounded super chunky. I actually really liked how chunky the guns sounded, because as someone that plays some first-person shooters, I actually haven't played the newest Call of Duty yet, because there's no first-person mode. Screw you, Call of Duty makers. But when games, I think the most chunky a gun has felt to me in those kind of games is Titanfall 2, where it really feels like it's like chunk every fucking thing, you know? And I felt that in this movie. I felt like the guns had real power. Right. But then when like the antagonist later on is walking like he's got the footsteps of the Hulk, it lost a little bit of credibility to me. You know what I mean? It's like, the sound mix is kind of all over the place at times.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Did the music stand out to you at all? Not really.
No, it was just background,
Yeah.
like kind of military-esque, like music.
Michael Bay type stuff. Yeah, no, nothing super great there as far as the music mix goes. But yeah, I don't know, guys. It was just we were hoping for a lot, and well, I mean, actually, he had low expectations.
Yeah.
I was hoping for something more than what we got, and you know, I was trying to like excuse it ahead of time. I'm like, hey man, you know, J.J. Abrams produced this, and he's like rattling off all these things that J.J. produced that's like kind of dog shit, and I'm like, all right, well, I can't really argue against these things. Yeah. And then, you know, right before the movie, literally J.J. Abrams pops on and is like, hey guys, just thanks for coming out and watching Overlord, and like. Into the movie. I was like, what? I almost, I did say it out loud. I was like, how much do you get paid for that?
Yeah.
Because it was probably about 13 seconds at most. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just.
Hi, I put my name on this.
Yeah. He's
See you later.
I approve this piece. Oh shit. Like it's. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a bummer, you guys, because again, some of you, if you want to go into something that just is completely mindless. Lots of shooting, occasional gore that is messed up by CGI a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Then this is your movie. I don't know though. I would not recommend it in the theater. I would recommend waiting for it so you can watch it on a free service or from Redbox for $1.50.
Yeah, there you go.
I think $1.50 is a fair trade to watch this movie. If you split it amongst 3 friends.
Or if you have a coupon, like
yeah. Here's what you do. You go to Redbox, you rent a movie you want, and then when it goes, would you like to add another movie for 75 cents today? That's where you do Overlord.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's as succinct as we can put it.
Yeah. Watch this movie and drink while you watch this movie. This is a drinking movie.
He's not kidding. If you literally drink every time the main character narrowly avoids an explosion, you will be soused by about the 45-minute mark. It'll be great. So, thank you guys very much for watching. It's weird. We did 2 reviews today. We agreed on both of them. It never happens.
Never.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, very much for watching. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Dirk Harron.
And remember,
stay scared.